great to see you, Reese.
Nice to see you.
Yeah. Really, I missed you.
Yeah, miss you too.
Can you give us a moment?
Yeah, sure. Take your
Do you
time.
mind?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want you to know that I named my baby Joaquin, but it had nothing to do with you.
No, it didn't. I know. What? He's really someone you did.
It's so nice to have you here.
Thank you.
You know,
nice
either you guys are hugging or you're thumb wrestling or something on the show.
That was
Remember
rigged,
that?
And like I said, I'm hearing great reviews of the entire movie and you and Joaquin together, and you look so much.
He's so amazing. You know what? I had to learn 8 songs. He had to learn 26. He plays them all on the guitar. He sang every single song.
He's incredible, Joaquin, isn't he? He's just an amazing actor.
Yeah.
And you too. To go from, you know, Legally Blonde to this, congratulations.
Good evening. Good luck. I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge all the men in the various acting categories this evening, because I think they have raised the bar for us guys, and I want to personally thank you for that. That being said, 6 great performances are being honored in this category tonight. Here are the nominees for Best Actor in a Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy. Pierce Bronson, The Matador. Jeff Daniels, The Squid and the Whale. Johnny Depp, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Nathan Lane, The Producers. Cillian Murphy, Breakfast on Pluto. And Joaquin Phoenix, Walk the Line. And the Golden Globe goes to my friend, Joaquin Phoenix, Walk the Line.
So tell me, this might be a famous thing for you because supposedly Joaquin is quitting acting. So how do you feel about that?
Oh, I'm really sad because, you know, I'll never get to work with him again. But of course, you know, whatever he finds moves him, then I'm sure he'll be so much happier doing it. And you know, he's an artist, so I'm sure he'll find, you know, great work and great solace through whatever he does. So, you know, rapping could be one of it. You know, never know, he could be a painter the next day. I don't know. So he's still young. He can do whatever he wants.
Was he rapping on the set? I mean, was this something that came through during this movie?
Not for me, not on my end. I mean, maybe he'd whistle or a Beatles tune or something, but not rapping for sure.
What was the highlight for you in shooting this film? What was one favorite scene that you did with Joaquin that stands out?
Oh, I love the scene in the hallway with his you know, family photos up on the wall. I think for Sandra, it's a really, you know, pivotal moment for her. You know, she kind of feels embarrassed and kind of, you know, realizing that he hadn't invited her over. And I just think he does such, you know, a good turn, Leonard, in that moment. You know, he really moves towards her and cares for her in a very different way than he had before. So I think it's a very sweet and tender moment, vulnerable moment.
You think we need someone just chattery and who wants to stop
If
talking?
there was someone like that, I don't know who that person could be though. I mean, I don't have any friends.
Me!
Oh my goodness! What is?
Miley Cyrus!
Oh, Miley.
Okay, so you're telling him how to vote. Okay, so what we're gonna do here?
Hey, no, it's great seeing you.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna teach you how to vote. All right, we're gonna go to this website and vote. So because they're gonna get a million.
Did you just start?
Kind of, sort of. But listen, we're gonna get them $1 million. We're gonna set this really amazing website. So you have to go to TWLOHA. TWLOHA.com. That's a website. Now, you just have to push click here to vote. Okay?
Okay.
Click here.
Oh yeah, that's easy. And you just, and that's
the mouse, and you just push click here, and then you're voted and you're done. It's like.
That's why I voted.
Yeah, you voted.
You just voted for me.
I voted for you.
And that's totally
but it's
cool.
still from your heart, so you still voted.
So it's still legal.
Yeah, it's legal. I think.
Wow. What do you do again?
I'm a singer/actress.
Anything else, or that's it?
I like tour and I dance sometimes.
Sometimes dance.
Yeah, act. Yeah, I do kind of like a little bit of everything.
Any special kind of dance, or?
Just like Lady Gaga.
Oh, Lady Gaga dance.
You know who Lady Gaga is?
Very well. She has the song "Everybody Goes Up." She also does the one "Two Lashes at a Time."
No.
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 Who's that?
Don't want your loving and I want your revenge. You and me we could write a band. You don't know that song?
I don't know the song, but
that's next. We're gonna have the concert. Facebook, MySpace, Miley World. You're gonna have to do that because I know you're
right. I'm starting a Miley World.
You've already got that account.
Which is exciting.
Yeah, you got a lot to do.
It's so easy. You just go to book the face thing, and you just type in Facebook.
Okay.
And then you just type in.
What if you don't have a Facebook account?
Okay. What I do is I go.
To
Hold on, it was really simple, I swear. What's her name? Just did it. Who's that girl?
Jessica?
Jessica Silas?
I have taught you.
Hey, oh!
Yeah. Okay. This is what you do. I'm Miley, by the way. Okay, so you go to TWLOHA.
I knew that.
.com. You didn't know that.
Nice.
Okay. And then it's going to say, click here to vote.
Okay.
And all you have to do.
That's where you click. You click here where it says click here to vote, you click.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah, so and then you just put, click here to vote.
Okay. This is amazing.
And you voted.
Okay.
And this is helping them get $1 million to start a really cool
online
community.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay.
So that's it. Easy enough. Joaquin made it a lot harder than it is. If you need to start.
There's a moment in the movie, it's not giving anything away that people won't, but it strikes me about what goes on a set when you're making a movie like this. And it's, you've returned, you've been arrested, and you're coming back, and Joaquin is seeing you, and there's basically a hug. And that hug turns into not just a hug, but a falling down and a rolling in a front yard somewhere. Is that all systematically planned, or did one of you ever fall down?
No, it was like something. I think it came out of this something Paul and I have always done together. We've known each other a long time, and I can remember a very early incident where I think it was a moment where he was falling in love in his life or something, and we were young in our 20s or something, and he came to see me, and we were in a bar in the middle of the day. It wasn't like we weren't drunk at night or anything. It was like the middle of the day kind of thing.
You could be drunk in the middle.
No, but this is what makes it. It wasn't a drunken thing. Is my point. And I remember he started he was very happy, so he started like grabbing me, and like we ended up starting wrestling, and it got so kind of almost got so rambunctious. I remember the owner almost kicked us out, and the play got so playful, you know. But there was two grown men doing it, but it was out of excitement. It was out of excitement. It was out of camaraderie. It was out of friendship. It was out of all these things. And I think I think we had maybe talked about that kind of thing. Well, what if you tackled them, or what if you know? And so, but I didn't want to tell that to Joaquin, you know, so that was in the back of my mind. But I think we had talked about it a few days before. And when that day came, we did a take, and I'm like, I think I might have said, Paul, maybe I'll try something, you know. So Joaquin didn't know that was going to happen. So it was one of those things where I kind of walked up, and, you know, I knew Joaquin well enough by that point that I knew that he would react to that would be something that would turn into something, you know.
It does,
and it does, and it's quite nice. He doesn't just go with it. He kind of struggle, which is in that you do see physically what the movie is in that moment very well. Yeah.
Wow, this is an incredible honor. Thank you. First off, thank you to the Hollywood Foreign Press. I never would have guessed I would have won for Best Actor in a Comedy. So I'd like to pay some congratulations to my fellow comedians here tonight, Christian Bale, the great Joaquin Phoenix, Oscar Isaac.
That is a great question. Yeah, I would say that a king in my book is Philip Seymour Hoffman, for sure. You know, there was a moment in The Master where I was having a hard time, and I went out and we were sharing a smoke. I got to ask Philip Seymour Hoffman for advice on what to do in the scene, and he told me to just make Joaquin as uncomfortable as possible. And I was like, easier said than done, Phil.
We did To Die For is the first movie that I ever did, and that was where I met you, and that was 23 years ago.
God. And I asked you before, have we seen each other since then? And you said, yeah, we must have somewhere. I actually don't think we have. I remember you and Walk sitting I remember being in the classroom, doing that scene where I'm in the classroom and I'm in the suit, and you guys have to be looking up my skirt. Right. And you guys laughing. You were just, I was like, oh my God.
We were kids.
But we were all kids. It was crazy, but it was so much fun.
We rehearsed on that movie. Remember the rehearsal?
Yeah.
Which after that, there's not that many rehearsals, not many movies where you get the chance to rehearse. But Gus Van Sant had us all sit down and we improvised stuff. We just had sort of generic, like sit in a circle as your character. I don't know, like talk. You do the scene and then keep talking a little bit.
Yeah.
And that was really fun. And I was kind of spoiled because I thought that that's what all movies would be like, working with you and Gus and Joaquin. And obviously, you know, they're not all that great. But you were so, you put us at ease.
But you guys were fun.
We had fun. We were fun to shoot with.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you were those boys.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
In character.
That's a bit of an insult.
No.
No, I know, yeah.
You'd become those. You were obviously not that, but you were able to manifest it.
The movie isn't all gunfights and punchlines. John and Joaquin's relationship feels painfully authentic, the kind not often seen in Westerns.
You hit me in public, Charlie. So as sure as you're looking at me right now, I'm leaving.
No, wait. They spent hours together off camera to develop a rhythm of brothers who've never spent any time apart.
Joaquin and I had a bit of catch-up to do in order to create some of that feeling, but I feel like we got there by the end. I really do feel a deep love for Joaquin. It was really an inspiring thing to be part of.
I guess I want to ask Jake and Joaquin in terms of, you know, building the bond and the relationship. Did you spend time together beforehand? What was the preparation like?
Yeah.
Knock yourself out. You're doing great. No.
We spent as much time together as possible. Who are you talking to, Jake? Oh, Jake, here. By all means.
Wait, how did we make the bond? I can tell you how they made the bond.
Yeah. Yeah.
They spent actually a lot of time together, and then Riz and I spend time together too, and we know each other already. And we hardly really saw them much until our characters met. Really? No, really. Yeah. We really didn't spend a lot of time until our characters met. And then after that, we just, we shared the same bed for basically a month, and that was interesting. Riz?
Yeah. I think I do normal things. I like to cook. I really don't want to talk about what I do. I mean, it's just, you know what I mean? Because I just feel like, I like to cook, and I like to go see movies with my girlfriend, and I just go.
This week we did a story on Joaquin Phoenix, the actor. We weren't really sure if he would even agree to this interview. He's turned down 60 Minutes interviews in the past. We just weren't sure what to expect. I'd read a lot of interviews he's given. There was one interview he'd walked out of because of the question, and as we say in the story, he's very sort of wry and shy, could not be any friendlier. He just doesn't really like talking about himself.